Welcome to the Road to the IPO podcast. I'm your host, Hugo Prince. And before we start the podcast today, which is in English, of course, I just want to say thank you to Nicolas Sotomayor from Production Modus Operandi, who's the technician of the podcast. So if you like the quality of the videos and the audio, you can always contact Nicolas. I'm going to put the link of his Facebook page in the description. And also I want to thank you, KBS Network, for the beautiful studio we are right now here. So when I put the link, if you want to rent a studio for your podcast, it's in Longueuil, of course. So you're from Montreal, Brossard, Longueuil, you can always contact KBS Network. So today's podcast is in English, and I have the great honor to have Terry Cutler, cybersecurity expert and the creator of the family-based Internet Safety University Training Program. Hey Terry, how's it going?
Any better, and I couldn't handle it.
Hey, good. You came back from Bermudas.
Yes.
How was it?
It was beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I'm starting to get a lot of hate mail because I'm posting beautiful vacation-looking photos, and people are like, "Why are you posting this? It's freezing."
Yeah, it's freezing
it was
here.
Very, very nice. I went down there to speak for 2 conferences.
Okay.
For 3 hours each day. Poor them. But on day 1, we spoke about how they can protect their companies from cyber attacks and how to get started in cybersecurity. And on day 2, we spoke about how to protect themselves as individuals and their kids online.
Good. So how does it feel coming back to Quebec in this winter?
I want to go back.
Hey, Terry, for those who don't know you, we're also on a Facebook Live in your profile. So for those who don't know you, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Terry Cutler. I've been in cybersecurity now for since 2005. Mm-hmm. So I got inspired by watching shows like CSI and 24. I'm like, how does Chloe O'Brien break into the system so fast? And that's when I found out there was a course called the Certified Ethical Hacker, where they teach you the same techniques that the bad guys use to break in, except you're using these skills for good. And so armed with this knowledge, it was my duty to share this to the community, to the world, and to the general public on how to keep safe online from hackers.
Yes.
So then from there, the media started calling me, started getting all these awards, and now I have Internet Safety University because I couldn't be in 50 places at once. I took everything from my head into a digital product, which is now has just under 24,000 students from 160 countries in it. I didn't even know there was 160 countries. But
didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So Terry, what did you do before studying cybersecurity? What else was that the thing you want to do in life?
No, so I was always in IT.
IT, yeah.
So the last big company I worked for was called Novell.
Okay.
It was very, very famous in the 90s for NetWare, and it was a competitor to Microsoft at the time. It was a giant. And obviously the marketing machine of Microsoft,
crushed it.
Crushed it. And so, but we still see Novell from time to time in governments and hospitals and such.
So that's a Montreal-based company?
No, it's a Utah-based company. It's an American company.
America. So you used to live in the United States?
Yep.
Right.
So I was always here, but I was supporting Canadian customers.
Okay. So technology, a lot of programming. Was that something as a kid that you want to do? So I want to go in that sector?
No, I wasn't a big fan of programming.
Yeah.
But what I used to do as a kid was I used to collect and download a lot of, we'll say, pirated games.
Okay.
When it was,
we're live.
That's okay. That doesn't exist anymore. The BBS days, the Bulletin Board Service days.
Okay.
And sometimes they would get a copy of these games, and then we'd get access to these cracks that would allow us to bypass the security of these programs so we can play them.
Yeah.
And next, people in school are asking me, how do we crack this, or how do we pass this level in a game? Because I had access to all the what's called the walkthroughs.
Okay.
So I became this go-to guy, the nerd of the school. And so ironically, in my yearbook, my alias, I had the word hacker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but I didn't think at the time that I would be doing that full time.
Okay. So what type of game do you hack? Like a Mario Kart?
No. Back in the day, it used to be King's Quest.
Oh, what's that?
And it used to be a company called Sierra.
Okay. Yes.
So it used to have a King's Quest, Police Quest.
Okay.
Maybe I'm dating you now. But yeah, this is all old computer games.
So your reason to hack those games was because you wanna try to win those games. It was just for fun, and it was
just for fun. Just to, some of these cracks were already available online, so we would just download them and crack them.
You mean online? So the time the internet was there.
It was called Bulletin Board Services. So back in the day, we had no internet the way you know it now.
Yes.
So like dial up into a bunch of modems.
Yeah.
And from there you'd have access to the other guy's hard drive, which had games and programs and they're called walkthroughs, which is all the hints to
Yes.
finish a game.
Yeah.
So you had access to all this stuff.
So when people ask you, can you help me with this game? What was the most favorite one? What was the game they say, I want this game, Terry?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
WWF. At the time it was WWF.
WWF, yeah.
That was the biggest one.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, actually, well, I don't think he was in that one.
Huh?
It was Ultimate Warrior for sure.
Yeah,
and
it's my
Macho
boy.
Man.
Yeah. And what's his name? The guy, the beautiful guy.
Ravishing Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn
he
Michaels.
was in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a very, very popular game at the time.
You were a fan of wrestling?
Sure. Yeah. I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Now my kids are into wrestling and they
Well,
love it.
Well, let's say, is it? Well, we know it's fake, but at the time when you were a kid, you say, "Oh, maybe it's real."
I find it looks more fake now.
Yeah.
Than back then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
they're
time
more careful now.
Yeah, that time was really like they fight. Like there was some fights in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like on TV. Obviously, it looked very, very realistic.
Yeah, yes.
In the '90s, but when you go see it live, you're like, really?
Yeah.
It's so slow.
Yeah. Who was your favorite one?
Oh gosh, Randy Macho Man.
Randy Macho Man.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was my favorite.
He had a huge influence on a lot of people. Randy Macho Man.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
I didn't have the chance to watch that time of the WWF. I was more influenced by the Austins, The Rock, that time. I really loved wrestling too, but now it changed a lot.
That's
so
it.
it's more
I
for
don't recognize
kids.
anyone. We played on Xbox
Yeah.
with my kids, and I'm like, who's this guy? I have no idea.
So now, do you still hack games now?
No. Now it's so now as an ethical hacker.
Yeah, ethical hacker.
We're more. We take more pride in what we do.
Yeah.
So we don't cross that line into illegal stuff. And things
Okay,
like that.
good. So let's say, when you finish high school, they tied you on the yearbook when you finish hacker. What does it mean for you at that time, hacker? Was it good to be at that time like hacker? What people when people hear that name, what did you think about it?
It was the hacker. The term hacker at the time was finding ways to get around something to get it to work.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it was. It didn't even mean anything malicious at the time.
Okay.
So now it's even today, if you use the word hacker, it's still deceiving. So you got to use the term cyber criminal.
Cyber criminal.
Yeah, because as an ethical hacker, people ask the question, well, how do we know you're not going to turn on us?
Yes.
Yeah, you get that question all the time.
Uh-huh.
So I have a government clearance, federal government clearance.
Yes.
So we're all vetted. We're certified every year. We take the exam. There's an exam
Yeah.
for this stuff, and
Stay more near the
and we
mic.
try to share our knowledge, and so that's how we build our credibility.
Yeah.
So I sleep well at night.
You sleep well at night. So now, hacker people, when they hear hacker, they say, "Oh, somebody's gonna do bad stuff."
Yes.
So when you say ethical hacker, and because that's something new for me, and people hear ethical hacker, what's that?
That's like a what's that word?
An
ethical lawyer.
Yeah. Are you good or you bad?
That's it.
How do you respond?
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
When I give my business card out and it's saying in an elevator, certified ethical hacker, like
yeah.
they start laughing, like, what the heck is that? I'm like, yeah, it's a real title, and it exists.
Uh-huh. So what does an ethical hacker do?
Well, we get hired legally
Yeah.
by a company. So say you have a company, you would sign contract documents to say you permit me to legally hack your system, find the holes, and tell you how to fix it before the malicious hackers take over.
Okay. So you have some ethical stuff you have to do. You're certified by the government. But Terry, let's be honest, for those that listen and watching to the podcast, you took the good way as a hacker. Some of the kids will say, yeah, but I like to go a little bit deeper, and I like to maybe try to risk some stuff. Why didn't you go that way?
Well, at the time, I didn't have the skill.
Yeah.
But now what's happening is there's these new tools that exist that allow you to automate these hacks.
Okay.
So what we're seeing right now is a lot of companies are keeping older technology in place because they can't upgrade. For example, I still see a lot of Windows XP. And people are like, you're lying. I'm like, no, there's a lot of XP because some of the software that controls the door security systems to the company doesn't run on Windows 7 or later. So they're stuck with Windows XP that expired like 6 years ago or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're stuck carrying this stuff. So now, as you can download a hacker tool now, and say point it at this company, and then boom, you might get in.
Okay.
So you don't have to be sophisticated. You don't have to be skilled to be a hacker, because these tools will automate.
There's tools available that other hackers did.
That's it. Well, I think, for example, the Canada Revenue Agency.
Yes.
A couple of years ago, right? There was this whole story about the heartbleed bug.
Yeah.
This was a flaw that existed for 20 years.
Okay.
Nobody found it until recently. And you cannot just mass update all these systems, because you never know what's going to break.
Yeah.
So a 12-year-old was able to get into some stuff.
Okay.
So a 12-year-old, you're like, what the heck does he know?
Yeah, because he went in, looked for the tools available to really hack the government.
That's it.
But
that's the same tools we use to do our job, by the way.
Yeah. But you, for example, you never thought about, I'm going to hack, I'm going to do some criminal stuff.
No.
You wanted to be ethical. Why? What was that?
Values.
Values, yes.
Mostly, yeah. And share the knowledge. That's always what I've been about. Education. And
so
I don't want to end up in jail.
That's true, yeah. So was that a time that when you tell people you're a hacker and they have like a bad impression of you, like, oh no, this guy's he's gonna do something bad? Do you have those kind of people that say that to you?
Sometimes. So I say, you know what? Google me.
Google you, okay.
So what happens is when you have some people that like when you walk the walk, right?
Yeah.
So they can Google me. There's enough content that's gonna make them change their perception.
Yes.
They're gonna say, oh my God, okay, this guy's on television, he's on radio, he's doing stuff in India, all over the world. So they say, okay, you know what? He's got something to risk, right? I keep my reputation.
Your reputation
very close.
Yes.
So I try not to get involved in anything that's going to tarnish that.
Yeah.
So
what could you say to every kid or somebody else that is interested in that stuff, and he doesn't know what the ethical hacker is, right, and he just want to have fun? What you can say to them, look, don't go that way. You can do hack, but don't go that way. What can you say to them?
I could tell you there's one perception that the kids think, is that, oh yeah, I'm going to hack a big company and then I'm going to get a job. I'm like, you're not going to get a job.
Okay.
So you got to really, to build your name, it takes more than just skill to make a name in this industry.
Yeah.
So in cybersecurity, we're 3 million personnel short worldwide in our field. Like, there's not enough hackers to protect everybody.
Yeah.
Ethical hackers, I should say, or cybersecurity experts.
Yes.
So, the fast way to get into this industry and make a name for yourself is to basically, obviously, study.
Yeah. And
then share what you've learned. Learn to make videos, right? People think that, I need to buy a high-end camera to do all your stuff. But as you're seeing, we're getting great quality on an iPhone.
iPhone, with the phone.
Everything you need is in your pocket.
Okay.
So start sharing your knowledge, and people are going to notice, and they're going to start calling you up.
Can you go to school and learn about hacking, about cybersecurity?
Yeah. So I finished high school.
Yeah.
And then I tried to go to college.
Okay.
And I took a programming course in C++. I hated it.
Computer programming at Dawson College. Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped out.
You dropped out? Oh yeah.
So
what?
I've never been to college. Never went to university.
Okay.
And but I did specialized training. So I wanted to learn like novel networking at the time, and now it's ethical hacking, and now it's the offensive security technology, or technology that allows me to hack back hackers legally. These are all specialized courses.
Where do you learn that?
Online, or you can go to the US. There's courses all over the place that have it.
So, because we were talking in another podcast with Christopher that you had the chance to meet fast, and he was saying that a lot of big companies are not interested on a university diploma. So you come like, I grew up college, I'm a hacker, but I don't have any diploma. You think can people do that?
Yeah, so I'm actually running into this issue now.
Yeah.
So when I work with law enforcement, or they want to bring me in, they're saying, oh, well, you need a deck in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Why?
Yeah, but it'll take you 3 years, it'll be done. I'm like, in 3 years, I'll be obsolete when I get out. This stuff changes so fast.
Yes.
There's no way that you're going to keep up to date by taking a 3-year curriculum.
Yeah.
No offense to the schools,
people,
right?
Yeah.
And and schools even today in public schools, you're learning from a book that's already outdated. The future is not going to be classroom. It's going to be online learning from experts.
Yes.
So that's your fastest way to fast track yourself. You're modeling an expert.
So like yourself, you do a lot of videos. We go to your website, terrycutler.com.
Right.
There's a lot of videos there. But the big problem, and you said before off camera, is that nobody watches your videos. Even if there's 5 minutes, they don't take the time. Why is that? Do they don't want to be educated or what?
A lot of times I find is that cybersecurity is very complex.
Yeah.
So I do my very best to simplify it.
Yes.
But a lot of times, most of the time, it's people like, I'm small fish. Who's gonna want to hack me? I have nothing of value.
Yeah.
And they don't watch the video, for example. And then
Okay.
they call me up months later. I've been hacked. I'm like, wait a second. Like, I showed you this stuff in my video for free, and now it's costing you thousands of dollars
Yeah.
for me and my team to come in and clean up this cyber attack.
But it's not only about this kind of stuff. But why do you think people don't want to take the time to educate themselves?
They rather be entertained,
Rather
right?
be
So they want to
entertained.
watch, music clips or things like that. That's where we see the
TV.
the TV stuff.
But you say in the beginning that it was because of watching TV, those TV shows that interest you in
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Could be a great thing too.
It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like now, like at the time, obviously, if you look at 24,
Yeah.
like the way they do the hacking,
Yeah.
it's obviously not real. But if you look at Mr. Robot,
Yeah.
it's all real.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah. So the hacks, there's people from our community that actually contribute the methods to do the real hack as realistic as possible.
That's a TV show.
Yeah, Mr. Robot. So it's a story about this IT guy,
Yeah.
who's an IT guy by day, but a hacker evangelist by night. He
Okay.
goes after bad guys and turns their lives upside down. And things
Okay.
like that.
It's a TV show. Oh, good. So, if they take the time to really educate themselves and to really to go and watch the videos, for example, they're gonna learn what?
They're gonna learn a couple of things. They're gonna learn to avoid getting scammed and hacked.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I was on vacation last year in Dominican Republic, and I must have received, no joke, maybe 111 emails. How did this guy know my password? So it's like you're getting this email saying, "Hey Hugo, you don't know me, but your password is this, and it's your real password."
Yeah.
Like, how on earth did this guy get my password? It's because there's other websites that you're a member of, like LinkedIn or Marriott and whatever.
Yeah.
Those guys got hacked.
Those guys, yes.
Yes. So because your password is not strong, they were able to decode your password, and because you have an email associated to that password, they're emailing you saying, "Hey, this is your password," and you're like freaking out.
So when I do it, by the way, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that do it. They have the same password for every account. Is that a good thing?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
So if you make it strong enough,
Yeah.
it's going to help. But you need to have another step called two-factor authentication,
Yeah.
or two-step verification. So first thing you got to do is create a password that's at least 16 to 25 characters long, right? Like I know what you're thinking. Like, is this guy nuts? Like I remember passwords
Yeah.
and stuff,
How do
right?
you remember that?
So if you can think of song lyrics or phrases, for example, and don't use this password because about 1 million people has it. If you think of a phrase like "I had a great day at work 2019!" exclamation point.
Wow, that's long.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a phrase.
Uh-huh.
Very, very simple.
Capital or just simple?
Like now we'll just start simple.
Okay.
I had a great day at work 2019. You're like, oh yeah, that's easy to remember. Remove the spacing. Capitalize each letter of the word. And that password alone will take you 10 years to crack. And so because we're on this podcast, we want to make your cybersecurity even better. You want to replace the O's with a 0,
Yeah.
the A's with an at symbol, and that password will take 39 centuries to crack.
Oh wow.
Until like, unless I hacked into a server, then there's techniques now that allows me to take this information without ever knowing your password and sign in.
Yes.
So the attack is called pass the hash. Now I'm not talking about the good old college days here.
Yeah.
So this is an attack where we take this information, pass it to a server, and it's going to log me in as you without ever knowing your password.
Okay.
And that's why you need to turn on this two-step verification, which is an additional option which exists on all your social media.
Yeah, with your phone and everything,
Yes.
the numbers. When you send
Exactly.
some message text, and then you just put the number.
So
Yeah.
password. So you're gonna enter your username, your password, and then a text message will come to your phone with a random message, with a random code.
Yeah.
And you're gonna enter that code, and then so even if I guessed your password, I can't get in without that text message.
Yeah, you have to get on the phone.
Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit. You create a long password. I have a great day at work in 2019. You put capitals, you put numbers,
Yeah.
and it will be way harder to hack like a 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Do people do 1, 2, 3?
They do. I see 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 usually, and I see password.
Yeah.
Or
Password?
Password.
Yeah.
Is a password. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
do.
God.
And they're gonna, because a lot of people are like, oh, they'll never guess password. It's so simple. They'll think, no, it can't be possible. But it honest to God, a password like that takes us maybe 90 seconds to crack it.
Oh wow.
It's
How
really
did they
fast.
crack it for real? How did they do
Well, we
it?
have software that allows us to attack. It's called a dictionary attack.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a dictionary with millions of passwords in it.
Oh, yeah?
Or another one called rainbow tables. But it allows us to attack this password list. And if your password is a part of our list, we'll crack it right away.
So there's a book with a lot of passwords,
Yeah,
and it
is.
can be random phrases and everything.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everything's
And they
in
can
it.
be like the normal walls.
Yep. Uppercase, lowercase symbols.
How long
all
is
that's
that
in there.
book? How many pages?
It's not an actual book.
Uh-huh.
It's a file.
File.
So the file has millions of passwords in it.
And you go through all of
The
that?
software does it automatically.
Okay, yeah.
So people think, oh, he's gonna guess my password one by one, but it's not true. We have a software that goes and cracks it,
Yeah.
so we can go to bed, wake up the next morning, and boom, there's your password. I
So
mean,
they, like in the movies when they just see it going in.
when you start seeing all this stuff going across. That's what that is.
Okay. So do you have any, Nicholas, in your case, any easy passwords that you need to change?
No, I just invented a word.
You look like you're sweating there. Like, oh my god, I didn't know my password.
No, for my password, I just invented a word.
That's fine, as long as it's long enough.
Yeah, it's 10 letters and numbers, but I invented a word. Something
fine.
I knew, something I knew, and
That's
put it
okay.
together.
But as long as you now you need to put on that two-step verification. You gotta make sure that's turned on.
Yeah, it's two-step verification. And what about, because
what about the iPhone, the face
The facial
recognition?
recognition, that's fine. Yeah, but this is for your phone. But on Facebook and such, you have what's called login restrictions.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people getting their Facebook accounts hacked because they don't realize that you can actually go into your settings under security. There's an option called login restrictions, and that actually restricts other devices from logging in. So this way, if somebody guesses your account, your password, they can't get in unless you get a notification saying, "Do you allow this device?"
Yeah, you get and log in, and then you see somewhere in India, you're like, oh my god, what is that? So you say, no, it's not me.
Exactly, and that's your cue to change your password.
Yeah, so I have a Mac and I have an iPhone, and sometimes when I sign up, Apple gives you like a random number for a password. Is that good? Should I try that and save it?
You can, but the problem is that if you're ever away from your computer,
Yeah,
you're not gonna remember that password.
yeah.
That's the problem.
But there's no like I have to save it.
Yes.
But if I'm not in my computer, if I have another account, let's say I'm going to a Microsoft software,
Yeah.
and I'm connected to Facebook. If I don't remember that password, I'm done.
You're done. So I mean, a perfect example. Whenever I go on vacation, so I like to go to Cuba because not only because of the weather and all that stuff, but
Okay.
because the internet doesn't work there properly, right? So they have this really crappy computer lab, and
Yeah.
you know, if you want to check your email, but there's been times where people will use a password generator software like LastPass.
Yeah.
It's a software that generates your passwords for you, and it's like 30 characters. It's like uppercase Z, lower J. Like it makes no sense with the password.
Yes.
And they couldn't get access to it,
Okay.
and they had an emergency, and they couldn't even log in their accounts. They didn't know their passwords.
They tried to be on another computer.
That's
They
it.
couldn't.
They couldn't get in.
But
so,
they can you just do reset my password, send it to my email?
well, in Cuba, it doesn't work very well, right?
doesn't work
so,
well.
it's very, very slow over there.
Okay.
So now at the time, it's like, damn, I wish I knew my password.
Yeah.
Ever since then, like, you know what? Just learn to create strong passwords.
How do you get to that habit? So let's just say, oh yeah, so something easy to remember. I have a long day in work, and then you put numbers, and then you put capitals. And this is something I'm pretty sure everyone does. So you go, because there's so many accounts there, Amazon, Facebook, Google, whatever. And then I think it's not good, but what I do, I go in my Evernote and I write my password there so I remember. So every time I forget, I'm just go on my check my phone, check my Evernote, check my notes, and then I see the password. Is that a good thing to do? I'm gonna just get hacked.
Yeah, if you get hacked, all your stuff is visible.
Yeah.
And then they're going to access all your accounts, and then they're going to change the password on you. And usually what happens to recover your account, Microsoft or whoever was going to ask you, what was your last known password?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, damn. What was it? And you're messed. You're done, you know?
So should I write it down in a paper?
You got to learn to create strong passwords.
Yeah,
really. So, you know, you can limit from 25 different passwords. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, the average person has between 30 and 50 passwords in their head, from their ATMs codes to their PIN codes to all these other codes that they require. But when you learn to create strong passwords like this, you can limit them down to maybe 5.
Okay.
And just you can reuse them, but You got to make sure you have that two-step turned on, the two-step verification. That's the most
So
important part.
I should never use my birthday
No.
and my mom's birthday.
No, and you don't want to use like John 123 because I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, I gotta change it now. So it's John 1234. You know, it's garbage. So yeah, I see a lot of that.
So you said every account you have a strong password,
Every one of them, yeah.
and you remember in your head.
Yes.
Is there a technique?
Yeah.
What technique? How can I do it?
Phrases.
Phrases.
Like, I'll be sitting there. I'm like, oh man, I gotta change my password. What am I gonna use now? And like, oh, a flower pot. I don't have any real flowers in my office.
Ah, okay.
And then mess with that, you know.
All right. So how long do you stay with the same password?
I've had some passwords that are years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because they say that every 3 months, like Facebook says, send my message, change your password every 3 months. Change your password.
It's hard to do because people are going to change it to like John 1234, then 1234.5 because they can't remember all these passwords. They can't write them all down because if not in front of their computer or in front of their book, and they're away, they can't get access to it.
Okay.
So what I really rely on is a two-step. So this way, if somebody eventually guesses my password, I'm going to receive a text message on my phone randomly. I'll be like, somebody's trying to get access.
Did it happen to you that
Not
you get
yet.
hacked?
Knock on wood. Don't try this at home.
That he's an ethical hacker. So it never happened like a situation.
Not yet.
You know. Can you tell us
That I'm aware of.
that you're aware of? Can you tell us a situation that really happened to an individual that you can share with us? That what happened to him? What was it that he got hacked?
Used to work for a private investigation firm. We've had some cases where people would come in and they're victims of sextortion.
Okay.
It's where they've sent out inappropriate photos, intimate photos, and now the other person on the other end is sharing them with his friends or his contacts or putting them online.
Yeah.
And because they're no longer a couple.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So so they're hacking each other's accounts and they're devastated at that point. Like they're really freaking out because now they're business professionals, and having this information can really damage their reputation.
Yes. So what did you do for them? What was because that was out already?
Yeah. So that's the biggest problem is how do you get that information back?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when you post something online, it's obviously too late.
Yeah.
But say you do post it online, sometimes Google will index that image.
Okay.
It puts it online, but porn sites are also, the term is called crawling.
Yeah.
Porn sites will pick up that photo, copy it to their site, and next thing you know, the other porn sites are copying it. Now it's replicating at a fast rate.
And then it can be found in a porn site.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because now what's happening is they're looking for, they're scanning every image, yes, but they're not looking at the photo to see, is it porn?
Uh-huh.
No. What it does, it looks for skin tone
Skin
in
tone.
the image. And if it's enough, it's gonna copy it.
So first is Google that put it in the index, and then if porn site just go by Google and then put it on the website.
If it was uploaded to a website, whatever, Google will find it and copy it.
So what did you say to him? Like it's too late already. It's already online. So
Yeah.
what's the step? Because you got hacked already. So what the step? What do you advise him?
Say we're looking at the photo. Sometimes in the photo, it tells you where and when the photo was taken,
Yes.
and the model of the device, and there's like a serial number of the image.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can reuse that information to see where the source image is, and when we destroy the source image, Google will start removing it from all the sites too, but not the porn sites.
Okay.
So
that's another step.
That's another step. It's almost nearly impossible to take stuff off the web now.
Mm.
So it's really like, phones are for phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got hacked. That's too late. So I just want to understand. I think the audience also wants to understand. I got hacked. Pictures are out there. It's too late. We can maybe try to to find the source and everything, but what is the next step, Terry? I got hacked. It's too late. Pictures are out there. What should I do?
Yeah.
How do I handle my reputation after that?
Yeah.
Because your job is to try to help people not to get hacked. When they get hacked and it's too late, what do you advise them?
Usually, they're going to work with law enforcement because there's ways to say you think you know who it is.
Yeah.
Well, there's ways for us to track these IP addresses if they haven't used like ways to hide their tracks called VPNs.
Yeah.
And once we get the IP address, we can provide this to law enforcement with a court order.
Okay.
And they'll be able to find out who that person was. And if it's who they think it is, then they can send do what's called an Anton Pillar order. It's like an acquisition. So they show up at the guy's house and take his equipment, and then you could start going to court against the person, things like that.
Okay, so that's to find the culprit and to try to go with justice. But as
That's like $10,000.
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But as the thing I want to say, like their reputation, they have to work on it. You're never gonna give advice, so you're not you're just there to try to find the culprit and trying to help them because they get hacked. And after that, you have to deal with it.
That's it. They'll work with a PR firm or something like that to minimize the damage. But a lot of times, like, sometimes they may not find the images. The outside folks. So, but they're always thinking about it when they go to bed.
Yeah. The reputation is
did
done.
this person see my images? Because now my friends are acting weird.
So
you're always ultra paranoid now. And that's what I say. Like one guy was almost suicidal.
Okay.
And he hadn't slept for days. And then when he showed up, he was black eyed, like really bad. Like everything was super paranoid.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to sit down with him and overlook his devices, make sure everything's all locked down. And now it's like night and day.
Okay.
So I felt like a bit like a therapist there.
You are like a therapist because most people that go there, they already got hacked and they try. I'm done, and then
shape.
I'm done. It's too late. I'm gonna find the culprit, and when they find the culprit, they still have my reputation. So your job is you have to listen to them. You cannot help them with all the reputation after, but you will just
Yeah, we try to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
But usually it's by adding these advanced security measures to protect themselves. I mean, look what happened a couple of years ago with all the celebrities.
Yeah.
Right, with the iCloud.
Yeah, the iCloud. Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just turn on the two-step verification? You would have been fine. And even Apple's like, well, we've had this for years. Why didn't you just turn it on?
Yeah.
So, but people don't think about this until it's too late. That's
too
the
late.
problem I'm trying to figure out. I was like, how do I get this content to you so you guys can absorb it and avoid being like them?
Yeah, that's it. I just want to make sure who does the hacking, because that case that you just talked was there were like a couple. So is it somebody that that could do the hacking? Like my girlfriend, she took my phone, she knew my password, so we work out, and then she's trying to ruin my reputation, my mom, whatever. So in most of the case, is somebody else, like from India, or somebody really close to
It's
you?
usually very close.
Uh-huh.
So it's somebody that knows your password, maybe looked over your shoulder as you typed it in.
Yeah.
And maybe the spouse or whatever will make a copy of it to his hard drive or his USB key. And then when they break up, that's when things get out.
So you told never share the password with your family and friends?
Yeah, always keep that. I mean, there's ways to, like, if you're a kid, whatever, you got to share it with your parents.
Yeah.
But usually passwords you're supposed to keep to yourself.
Do you know the password from your kids' accounts?
I do.
Okay. And why is that? Because you wanna be careful what they consume?
Yeah, not just that. It's just that if ever I have to get into the iPad for whatever reason, I don't want to be locked out of my own device, right?
Yeah.
Because you cannot get into an iPad, for example, without the code.
Yeah.
Right. So even if you reset it, whatever, you're not gonna get access to the stuff.
Yeah.
So and then also, if you lock it out, if you enter the passcode too many times, it'll actually disable the device.
It does.
And there's no way to use it. You can't get back in. Even Apple can't even unlock it. It's finished. It's
For
a door
real?
stopper. Yep.
So you have to be careful to not do the same password again.
I think it's 10 times, and then you're done.
And you can never get back to your iPad.
Finished.
Damn.
Yeah, it's finished.
But with your wife, do you share your password? Or do you make it sure, like, look,
No.
I know this situation, so I don't want to share it with you?
Yeah, so we keep our passwords separate.
Okay, so does the audience have to do the same?
It all depends on. I mean, it's a personal choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you say most of the people that can hack you is your wife, person that closest to you. So if something happens, then they hack you. Then you have some pictures and everything.
That's it.
You're done.
Yeah, we have separate passwords.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we don't share the passwords on that.
All right.
We've seen cases where obviously, if I have access to your computer, I can put in a CD-ROM and I can actually blank out your password. I never have to know. I can just erase your password and then get into your computer. And sometimes we've seen cases where somebody died or somebody's away. Yeah. Here's his laptop. Can you please unlock it?
How do you do that?
So a lot of IT guys will say, "Oh yeah, this is a 5-second job." But now sometimes when they do that, they don't realize the legal ramifications of this. Because what if, even though the person died, what if there was secret bank accounts that he didn't want her to know about. You know, what if he was, what if he was married, now he's turning gay.
Their insights and everything.
Things that you don't know the secret life of these people. And when you do that, you know, and she goes to court, the first question they ask, well, how did you get access to this thing? Oh yeah, Johnny at the IT shop helped me out. Well, now he's gonna get subpoenaed, and he can get into legal trouble.
But the person is dead. There's no need.
There is still a lot of because maybe he owns a company and didn't want her access.
Yeah. Okay. Like so he can still try to get something.
That's it.
All
so
right.
usually we they try to let it die with them.
So just to put everything in context. So I hear like you can also like you're looking at your phone and trying to. But most of the time now people just log in to their accounts super easily. But if I say I'm outside, I'm taking my phone and try to log in, should I wash my back to see somebody's
you can, but now with the newer devices, it's all facial recognition.
Yeah.
So you just look at it and it unlocks.
So let's talk about facial recognition, facial recognition, and also Touch ID.
Fingerprint.
Yeah. What's the big difference with that?
So a lot of people think that, oh, Apple's gonna get my thumbprint now. Okay? So it's not the way it works.
My face.
You have minutia points on your thumb. There's hundreds of them. Don't quote me on this, but it only picks a couple, and then that'll unlock your phone as your fingerprint. So they don't copy your fingerprint.
They don't.
No. And same for facial, it looks for certain points.
But for face, I hear that they can use that for stuff.
I think there was a lot of testing that came out where if I had a photo of the same person and they tried to make it work, it sometimes unlocked the phone.
Yes.
So.
Or like what's how do you say twins?
Yeah.
Twins also. There's some cases that the same twin can unlock the other twin phones. Yeah.
I mean, the technology is always evolving.
And there's any other ways? Touch ID, facial recognition. Any other ways to not to open your phone?
I mean, there's other technology you can add on to it, which is far more
like voice, maybe.
There's I haven't seen that for iPhone or Samsung.
Yeah.
But obviously the banks use it, right? So if you call in and they can verify you by voice.
Okay.
But these are all extra factors that'll eventually be needed.
Yeah, because let's not forget that also there's your PIN number for your bank account.
Yeah.
So if I get my nowadays there's PayPal, so you just tap. But if I get hacked with my PIN number, how do I process? Should directly call my bank and
call
say
the bank right away.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna see that maybe there's a fraud or somebody had your card. They'll just deactivate it, and most of the time they'll refund you.
Okay. So what do you think about PayPal? Because it's super easily for you. If I take your card and I go and I'm gonna buy some stuff, I can just PayPal.
But I think there's a limit up to $100.
Yeah. But if
50, I can't remember which one it is.
But if I don't go up that limit, how can I stop? I just directly call
the bank.
Call the bank.
Yeah, because if you have the app, you'll see the transaction happen.
All right.
And then, but there's the biggest thing I see with fraud regarding banks is the phishing attacks.
Yeah.
So, I'll give you a real story, but we'll anonymize the people.
Okay.
A contact of mine was frauded $440,000 from a bank.
Oh wow!
From a phishing attack.
Okay.
So say the email came in, and came from the marketing VP of marketing of the bank.
Yeah.
Receives an email saying, "Hey, great news. We're doing all kinds of wonderful stuff. Update your profile." So he clicks on it.
But that was the email was let's say a bank.
It was
.com.
Yes, it was. Well, so the PDF looked legit.
Yeah, okay.
So when he clicks on it, he didn't realize it said name of the bank.ru.
Okay.
Russia. Okay? He didn't realize that. So he enters his username and password and his two-step verification token.
Yeah?
The moment he puts it in, he gave that information to the hackers. So now you're thinking, it's his fault.
Yeah. Yes.
But now, so the hackers logged into the bank account.
Yeah.
Was able to do like little mini tests to see what the maximum limit was of the account.
Okay.
Created a wire transfer to Mexico and wired $440,000. Now, this person never wired more than like $50,000.
And that happened fast.
Very fast, within 15 minutes.
So as soon as they got the information, wired the money in.
That's it.
They knew that he had money?
Probably.
Okay. Because I just want to say, because me Nicola, somebody else, if I get hacked, whatever, I don't have any money, I had Facebook, I changed my account, whatever. So, but this guy had money, so they probably knew that he had money.
Maybe. Or it could be just a random phishing attack that he became the fish.
Okay, so they don't know. They're not exactly sure.
Most of the time, they don't know.
And when they have the information, he has money, so let's do it fast.
So they logged into his account.
Yeah.
And during that 15 minutes, he's actually locked out of the bank, right? He can't log in.
Okay.
For the time limit of what's called the token. So he wires the money. The banks never called him to say, "Are you really wiring this kind of money? Like you've never done this before. It's a little weird, right?"
Yeah.
Whereas I get a call from the bank when I have $100 fraud at a gas station.
Yeah.
So he gets fraud at $440,000. He's never wired ever to Mexico.
Okay.
And the bank manager never stopped it. So whose fault is it? Is it really his or the bank?
So when the bank sees that kind of money, especially high volume money, and it never happened, there's a person in front of that.
Yeah.
Does somebody accept the transaction?
No.
Or just
it goes into the queue, and then just the bank manager just approves all the transfers.
But there's a guy approving.
There's a guy approving it.
Okay,
and
so
it went through.
So it's not like a system that goes out. A guy has to push the button to accept.
I understand it is. Yeah.
The transaction.
That's it. They have their account manager.
So that guy just push it and.
So the money arrives in Mexico.
Yeah.
And by the time they tried to recall the money's already long gone.
Yeah.
Which means somebody on the other end was waiting in the lobby and pulled out $440,000.
And to another bank.
Yeah, down there.
And nobody say,
Nobody so far has been arrested, or we have no update.
Nobody asked questions.
Nobody asked questions.
So whose fault is the client there, the guy, or the bank, or the guy who pushed the press?
We'll find out when I go to court.
So you're going to court for that?
I'm going to court to testify. Yeah.
Okay, and when
they don't even have a system in place where it's like there's ways to what's called correlation.
Yeah.
They see this person usually logs in from Montreal all the time, and now he's logging in from another location. That should be a flag.
Yes.
And also, he's never done these types of behaviors before. That should have been another flag. And and on top of it, you have what's called the token is like a two-step verification token.
Yeah.
It usually lasts 60 seconds. Like my Xbox is 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds the code changes.
Or
even every 30 seconds. This one is 15 minutes. Which means I can't get into my bank account for 15 minutes until that token expires.
No, because it's 60 minutes when they send you the text.
That's
and
right.
Then it's a time you don't, you have to redo it.
That's it.
But the guy was unlocked 15 minutes and he couldn't get access.
Bank.
That's the fault. Like in your experience, the fault is from the bank.
It's gonna be a combination of the two. That's my feeling. I mean, yes, the person got phished.
Yeah.
Didn't have the awareness training.
Okay.
And but the banks should have protected the money. Like there was enough flags that the banks could have done something. But they always show you when you log onto a bank site, there's a huge banner. We are not responsible if you get hit with a phishing attack.
Yeah. When you log in, and also when you sign the contract, whatever
That's
it is.
That's it. You have to protect. You have to make sure you're wiring, like the stuff you're wiring is your real final destination. And that's what you're gonna do.
But I don't understand, Terry, because there's some behaviors that the guy didn't do. So it's not any red alarm or something like that.
There should have been some at the bank.
Okay.
There was a bunch of alarms, and we've seen another case, for example, where the hacker is usually in your system 6 to 18 months prior to being detected.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this one specific case of another wire fraud, the hackers were already in the person's company.
Okay.
They're reading everybody's email. And what they did was when it came time to get funding from a big company, the hackers intercepted the mail saying, "Hey, you know what? We've been having problems with this bank account. Can you please wire the money to our Hong Kong account?"
Okay.
And they're creating other fake emails, and they were CCing each other to make it even more legit. And they were creating emails like Hugo with HUUGO at gmail.com.
Okay.
So you should have been thinking, well, why are you using your Gmail account instead of your corporate email?
Yeah. So in that case, the guy was in a corporate.
This was a corporate settings, and sure enough, they wired the money to Hong Kong.
Damn.
Money's gone.
Money's gone.
$500,000 US.
Damn. So now we're talking a little bit about people that have a lot of money. So in case of people like they say, I don't have any money, I won't get hacked, and they still get hacked. So when that happen, what does the hacker going? What is the information they're trying to get from normal people? Let's say.
Yeah.
Credit card, social insurance.
Yeah,
What did they get?
Identities. So they're trying to get as much as they can about you, so they can resell it on the dark web.
Okay,
so,
to do what after?
So they can build they can build your credit profile.
Okay.
So they can start opening bank accounts and start taking money from your identity.
Okay, when do you know that's happened?
Well,
Maybe
usually when you do you're supposed to you should be doing a credit report every year.
Okay.
A credit report from Equifax or TransUnion is going to show you what accounts you have open.
Okay.
And which company. And you might also find out who's looking at your stuff, who's inquiring about it, and
the name of the people.
Yeah.
And because they have to. Okay.
So if you're applying for a job or you're applying for something, you're going to do a credit check on you. And that's when they're going to see, you might see who's inquiring about your credit.
So credit card, social insurance number, what else?
They're going to be looking for date of births, passports information, everything they can use to recreate an identity.
For them, to trying to create a new identity or just to open your accounts and to spend money there.
So when they create your account or when they get access to your account and sell on the dark web, you're probably only worth $5.
Yeah.
That's how much our identities are worth, like under $10.
How do they price that?
By volume.
Okay.
So they'll hack a bank or hack somebody. They'll get millions of accounts, and now we'll sell it for $1 a piece.
But they never know who has more money than the other.
You don't know.
So just try. If I look, I can have like a guy that has $1.5 million in the bank account. They don't know.
They dig deeper. So they just get like a bucket full of identities, and then they start looking through it individually. That's where it takes a long time. That's why someone's like, I've never been hacked yet, but maybe they haven't gotten to you yet.
They don't know.
They're still at E, and you're an H.
So Nicholas and me, maybe we got hacked. We don't even know.
You don't even know it yet. So
all right.
That's why there's no silver bullet to stop a hacker. You can only make it as hard as possible for them to get in. So that's why when you have these things like two-step verification or these other types of alerts, you're gonna receive these weird messages saying, "Oh, maybe somebody's got my account."
Yeah, sometimes I get some from India or whatever. So it's somebody for real is trying to get when I go to my Facebook, somebody for real is trying to get in.
You'll notice thing also regarding Facebook, you might get added by somebody you're already connected to. You ever notice that sometimes?
No.
So say say somebody recreated my account.
Okay.
And they found my photos online, created a Facebook profile, and they added you.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna say, "Well, I'm already connected to Terry. Who's this guy?"
Maybe Terry just cut me off and it's just trying to get back.
Yeah. So you go and add him.
Okay.
And then he'll send you a message saying, "Hey, Hugo, is this you in the video?"
Yes, that.
And then you click on it, and then all of a sudden everybody gets spammed.
I never click. And there's something this YouTube video. Click on it. I'm like, no. It's because I'm getting that mindset to be scary to click on links.
That's it.
Especially from people that never send me a message. They say, "Hey, sometimes it's people that want to sell something to me, but I'm like a back off. Like,
yeah.
I hear some stories. Oh, somebody sent me a link and then I got hacked.
Yeah.
So you recommend to never click on any link?
You gotta be very careful because curiosity is gonna kill the cat.
Even for my friends, so
it's hard. Yeah. So there's ways to if you hover over the link, it's gonna show you where it's really gonna go. And
you click with your right.
You don't click on it. You just put your mouse on it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna show you. There's another way you can also with your iPhone. You can just hold it.
Okay.
And it's gonna show you a quick preview. But you
right.
don't necessarily click on it. But there's ways for me to make the preview look legit, but when you click on it, it's going to go somewhere else.
So what should I do?
So it's hard. It's very, very hard. As an individual, unless you're in this field, it's really, really hard.
So as soon as you click and you get in that link, you're done.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have your software up to date. So if like a lot of people say we talk about now patch management.
Huh?
Patch management is where you're going to make sure your Mac is up to date with the latest patches and fixes and whatever. But a lot of people don't do that. And when you're using like Adobe Acrobat Reader that hasn't been updated in months, there's a lot of flaws that exist. So there's fixes that come out.
You mean the software of the computer?
That's right.
Okay, you have to always update it.
Yes. So when you receive an email and you open it or open the attachment, it's going to try and attack your applications like your video player, all these apps that might be old. And once it compromises it, it can compromise your computer.
Just one app that wasn't updated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can get hacked.
That's right. And so once you're in, I can turn on your webcam. I can take all the stored passwords from your browser.
Somebody can be watching right now?
Maybe. But there's ways to turn on the camera without the light going on.
All right. You're getting me scary, man.
So I put a video out called "How to Know If You've Been Hacked in 4 Minutes."
You're getting me scary. I don't know, man.
But these are all things I deal with. It's on a daily basis. So I have this video that's out, and one of the comments was like, "Oh yeah, I just put tape on my camera." Well, I'm like, "Yeah, but I can turn on the microphone, and I can hear what's happening in the room."
Oh my god. So wow. Oh, you're getting me really scary right now. So I have to turn on my computer. Outside.
That's the thing. It's like, a lot of times when I give the presentation live and I show them real facts, like people think, oh, this hacker is just trying to scare me. But I'm trying to show you what's really out there when you do certain things.
Yeah.
And people, that's usually the reaction. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting off the internet.
Yeah.
But
so
you can't because you need it to do business.
Yeah, you need to stay for personal reasons, business reasons. But to be honest, if a normal person gets hacked, I don't think they will, because you get paid for this, and you get paid because you work with big businesses. But a normal guy that doesn't have that kind of money, and say, I got hacked. What should I do now?
Yeah.
So just some easy tips. If they want to get an ethical hacking, they could. But if they have the money, but they don't have the money. They get their Facebook account. Should they contact Facebook?
They won't. Facebook won't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So
they're gonna say sorry. You're lost. Go create a new account.
Okay.
We've had cases where the Facebook account was linked to an old Hotmail account that they don't even have anymore.
Yeah.
So now they can't even send the recovery code to the Microsoft account because it doesn't even exist.
Okay.
Now they've lost total control of the account, and now I have to leverage my contacts at Facebook or these other companies to try and help me go behind the scenes and do something for me.
Yeah, but that costs money because they have to pay.
Well, some of my, luckily for me, I have some friends that work there.
Yeah, but for me, for the person that
they'll never help you.
No, okay.
They won't do nothing.
And if I want help from you, I have to pay you the right amount.
Yes and no. I do a lot of stuff for free.
Okay, good.
But again, I put a lot of free content out there. But I have a course that I sell that has 6 hours worth of content in it for like $147. So, it'll help you avoid ransomware, which I'll talk about in a second.
Yes.
How to create strong passwords. How to lock down your computer like a Mac.
Okay.
And they're never going to look at that until it's too late.
All right.
Like, you could have avoided this. Now it's going to cost you. Say for example, they have a small business and they get hit with ransomware. So ransomware is the latest form of online extortion.
Yes.
The email comes in. You open up the attachment and all of your data is locked up. Like, imagine you're the owner of a company. You come into work. Nobody can work.
Happens to school also.
All the time.
Yeah.
Nobody can work. The data is locked. The backups are encrypted or maybe even destroyed.
Yeah.
Anything they can do for you to pay that ransom. Now, just for us and the team to contain this ransomware is starting at $30,000.
Okay. Wow.
So if you have a small business, 60% of small businesses will go out of business if they're hit with a ransomware.
Wow.
And a lot of people are like, why? How would they target me? I have no money. I have nothing. We don't do nothing. And they don't care, right? The moment you get hit with ransom, if you value your data, you're going to pay or you're going to try and restore.
Yeah, so before we go to the business side, as a personal guy and a normal person got hacked, nothing I can do. Maybe just open another Facebook account.
That's it.
But what I can do is trying to learn and trying to prevent that.
That's it.
From anything from you and somebody else trying to do two-step verification, trying to do a strong password, and also if I go use a public computer, I will log out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Those kind of easy stuff.
Avoid those computers.
Avoid those computers.
Avoid the public computers.
Why
for sure.
so?
Well, there's ways for us to install what's called a keylogger.
So if I go to the library, I use the computer.
Yeah, well, look at Concordia a couple of years ago, right? It was in the news.
Yeah.
They installed keyloggers on the computers that allowed people to capture what you were typing in for your username and account.
On the keyboard. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a software that actually captures what you're typing. And if you're logging into a banking site or your Facebook site, it's going to get your password in clear text. It's emailing it to the guy or sending it to the guy in real time.
So avoid also public computers.
Definitely. And public Wi-Fi too.
All right, that's another stuff.
Yeah.
Because you log in a public Wi-Fi, you can easily get your information.
Well, there's ways for me. Like I have a device. Okay, it's called a Wi-Fi Pineapple.
Yeah,
it's a funny name, but it allows me to create a fake Wi-Fi access point. Terry's fast Wi-Fi, and it's open.
Okay.
So it's free. People are like, oh yeah, I need fast Wi-Fi. They're gonna connect to me, and they don't realize that I might be able to capture their passwords because now I'm the man in the middle. So before you talk to the internet, you're going to come through me first, and I'm going to try and capture what I can. And whatever I can decode, if I capture your password, I'll be able to log into your accounts.
So let's say if I am connected to the Starbucks
Yes.
coffee shop's Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
can I get hacked there?
There's ways. So there's ways for me to, the term is called poisoning.
Yeah.
So what happened is that I'll have a software on my computer that's gonna try and talk to your computer and say, you know what, I'm the router. I'm the router. I'm the router. And it's going to keep doing that to you until you eventually say, yep, he's the router. And now you're going to come through me to go back to the Starbucks Wi-Fi.
But Starbucks doesn't know?
No, they won't have systems in place because they just provide you the internet.
Anyways, when you accept, you are
at your own risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a public Wi-Fi.
So can somebody on the Starbucks sitting out there with the computer can hack everyone that's
Sure.
in there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why there's an option on your phone called the personal hotspot. Okay,
Yes.
so it acts. So your phone becomes the Wi-Fi. So what happens? You connect your computer to your phone.
Yeah.
With the code.
Yeah. Yes.
And you surf out. So this way, it's way more protected. You're much safer that way.
With your data plan, but let's say you have to spend money with data and everything, so people just go with the public Wi-Fi.
That's right, exactly. But they don't understand the risks.
Okay, so avoid public Wi-Fi's, avoid public computers.
Yeah. Unless you're installing. Okay, if you're gonna go public Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
There's an application you can install called a VPN.
VPN.
Which anonymizes your traffic. So you're connected to the free Wi-Fi, but you're gonna own another software that's gonna like hide your tracks while you're connected.
Okay.
So it's gonna keep you safer.
All right.
But a lot of times
You have to download that on your phone.
So if you have the latest, let's say Kaspersky Total Security or Norton Total Security, whatever it's called, it sometimes comes with that in there.
All
but
right.
there's a limit. So say you're only allowed to surf for 30 minutes of time, then I can say upgrade.
So you have to those free apps for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when I have my Mac and I have computers, but for me it seems like any cell phone don't have those antivirus stuff.
Right.
You know, when you go on your computer just to go on Microsoft, you download your antivirus. But now cell phones, you don't download an antivirus app. How does he protect itself?
They do. So like the Samsungs have them.
Okay, but you have to download
You
it.
have to download and install them. Yeah.
But if you don't know, you just keep.
Yeah. So with Apple, for example, Apple is very secure.
Yeah.
And what they do is they use what's called sandboxing technology. So say you're using this one app, well, only that app can work. It won't talk to other apps.
Okay.
Usually, unless you authorize them. So this way, if a virus comes through, it can't talk to the operating system files.
Okay, because the
It's
app
gonna
is
get
there
locked.
to protect it.
Yeah. But on Samsung, for example, there's ways for us to get access to the entire phone. And especially if you're in a spying situation where the spouse installed an application on your phone,
Yeah.
they can get access to your camera, turn it on whenever they want, listen to what's happening in the room, read your email, look at your text messages, browse your photos, all remotely.
Okay.
Like it's pretty creepy.
So Apple is way more secure.
Yeah,
they have already installed that on the phones and computers.
Exactly.
But for that Samsung and somebody that has LG and everything,
Yeah.
you can download some antivirus app.
Obviously, the biggest factor or the weakest chain,
Yeah.
the weakest link in the chain is always the human.
Okay.
So if you can trick the human into doing something they're not supposed to, you're gonna infect the device. There's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, because we before we go into the second part of the podcast, I just want to know where people can reach out to you, Terry. What's your website? What platform are you on? So people can. I wanna work with this guy. I just wanna learn from him.
Sure.
What is it?
So you can go to www.terrycutler.com.
Perfect.
And that's my blog. And at the very top, you're going to have access to all my social media channels. They're all listed there.
Okay.
And I'm on every platform as much as possible. Not everyone, but.
Okay.
I do have the training called Internet Safety University for the individual and small business.
Yes.
And I also offer services where I can audit your environment to make sure it's protected against threats.
So you also have a program that people can buy and everything?
That's right. Yeah. Called Internet. You can actually go to www.internetsafetyuniversity.com.
Yeah, I'm on there.
And that
too.
will, there's actually a free video series, by the way. You get 45 minutes of free content.
Yeah.
So I'll give you some of my best. And then if you want to upgrade, you have a choice.
Because I'm looking at the website right now, and you can put your email and the name.
And exactly. And that will email you a video every day.
Yeah.
And or free tips all that
Good.
stuff's there.
And you can also get in a call with you. You can schedule a call on your website.
Yeah.
And anything.
Yeah,
If
so I
there's a problem.
could do a 30-minute free consultation depending on what it is, but I pre-screen you,
Okay.
right? So you're gonna tell me why you want to talk to me,
Yes, sir.
and if I feel that it's not a good fit, I'll decline the invitation.
Perfect. So we're gonna put all the links on the description of this podcast. We were talking about Equifax and TransUnion. You say you have to check out your credit score every year. When you say, it happens to people, but it does happen to business. We're talking about banks. And we just recently, I think almost 2 years ago, Equifax got hacked,
That's
big
right.
hack. So what we can do, Terry, even
Nobody's
business,
safe.
yeah, nobody's safe. Even big businesses get hacked.
That's
So
it.
what's the problem, especially with what happened with Equifax? Did you-
Well, these guys had very, very poor cybersecurity
Yes, sir.
to begin with, right?
Yeah.
As the evidence came out, even our cybersecurity guys were like, wait a second, the person in charge of cybersecurity only has a music degree. They're like, what? Like, that can't be possible. And like, there's a lot of mistakes that happened in there.
So,
And
yeah, they have a degree, but we talked in the beginning. The degree is not that important, but it's the skills you have.
that's it.
Yeah, okay. So the guy just didn't know that
It was
much.
very, very, very poor security.
Okay.
And what angers me the most is that, okay, all of our data got out, right? Or
Yeah.
a lot of mostly American, but they said, you know what? We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna put you on fraud protection,
Yeah.
right? The anti-theft protection. But it just so happens that the company that they put you on, they owned.
Yeah.
So now they're making money off the fraud.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not right.
But it's we still use Equifax. Like I think how long have they been doing this?
Oh, many, many, many years.
So they have it's a brand. So especially in Canada, it's Equifax TransUnion. You cannot go anywhere else. I think anywhere else.
Yeah.
So there's no choice. If both get hacked, you're done. And they
That's it.
create other companies to get you.
That's
They
it.
get more money.
So so the hackers are taking the cyber criminals are taking that data from Equifax, selling it on the dark web, and they're going to use that to build identities.
Okay.
I mean, they have the vault. That is the purest form of identity information you can have.
Yeah.
They got everything they need to rebuild somebody's identity.
So what happened with Equifax? What were the consequences they have? Did they?
there was no
no
consequence.
consequence.
Like people should have went to jail and whatever. And there was
Yeah.
there was even some people that sold stock because they found out
Yeah,
about they sold
the
stock.
CEO. I think some
Yeah.
people in the board of
Yeah, I'm
administration.
not sure if he went to jail though. I can't remember. But whatever. I was
Yeah,
not
but
happy
who-
with that.
That happened. We still need to have consequence. Somebody has the system wasn't good. They hired somebody that wasn't great. So whose fault is that?
We don't have enough strong laws here
Mm.
that in Canada to address that,
Okay.
and that's a problem we're trying to fix now. We're trying to get away from the social insurance number
Yeah.
as your identity. We need to find other ways to validate.
Like any.
It could be eventually voice. It could be fingerprint, facial recognition.
Blockchain technology.
I haven't played too much about it. I actually took a seminar on the blockchain thing and the whole Bitcoin thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't get it.
You don't get it?
And I think the blockchain got hacked also recently.
It
too.
does?
Yeah,
I did?
twice,
I don't know. But I know that blockchain, for the little knowledge I have, is way more secure. They have keys and everything. They have blocks of chains. It's very hard to
Could be.
hack.
When I tried to understand the presentation, I'm like, maybe I'm just too dumb to understand.
Nah.
Because sometimes when it's so simple.
Yeah.
Like people told me, replace your computer, get a Mac.
Uh-huh.
So I went cold turkey, got a Mac.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I can't work with this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my shortcuts don't work, or all these things, or maybe the app I'm using isn't fully developed like it is on a computer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just can't go Mac.
Okay.
And I went back to I went back to PC.
So it does take time to understand.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going maybe to try to see blockchain, something that
Eventually.
interests you?
When I catch up on sleep, maybe.
So you say we should replace social security numbers with maybe other technologies.
Yeah.
And go back to Equifax. You think there's a new opportunity for any other business to just take over the place? We're gonna bring a new solution. Do you think that Equifax should wash out and say, okay, maybe there is somebody else that's gonna take all our businesses, or they still have on the pedestal and nobody's gonna happen to? We got hacked.
No, I think they're taking things a bit more seriously now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they get hacked again,
Mhm.
that's okay. We'll put them on identity theft protection, make money on them after.
Yeah, but someday somebody's gonna take over their place and still doing that.
Could be.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with most businesses. you show up there and here's a proposal for a $2,000 audit or a $10,000 audit.
Yeah.
They're gonna see the quote and say, I don't need this.
Okay.
I rather
Use my old system.
yeah, just if it's not broken, don't fix it.
But bank, nothing happens to
Yeah.
me. I'm a big bank.
Yeah.
We are secure.
So they just don't invest in audits from outside folks because they believe that that they're fully secure.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times I love this one. I have an IT guy. He'll take care of it for me.
Yeah.
So when I think about IT guys, think of them as your family doctor,
Okay.
general physician. Would you ask your family doctor to perform laser eye surgery on you?
No, he doesn't have the skills for.
That's
have
it.
to go and see a specialist.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's where the cybersecurity experts come in and complement him.
Okay.
Right? We're not there to make him look like a fool. We're there to show him here's what you didn't think outside the box on. Because if a hacker gets in or ransomware gets in, your data is going to be locked up if you don't do this.
So the companies that you want to just try to approach, it never go hacked. The first thing that we see, it won't happen to us. It won't happen to us. We have an IT guy. So that's that's the objections you have from them.
That's right. That's what's the biggest one.
The biggest one.
Yeah.
It won't happen to us.
So what I try to do is I can show them, here's a sample report of some of the stuff I can do for you.
Yes.
And if your IT guy isn't providing you this information, you need to ask him for it or think twice.
Okay.
So we show them what we can provide as a value, and a lot of times they'll say, you know what, I don't need it, but then they'll call me up when something urgent happens.
Yes.
So it's cocky to say, pay me now or pay me later, but it's just a matter of when you're gonna get attacked.
Yes.
It's not if anymore; it's when.
What institutions get hacked most? What
It's most of the time it's small business.
small businesses?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because the hackers know, or cyber criminals know, that you don't have the time, the budget, or the resources to protect yourself.
Okay.
So the hackers are getting in, and sometimes they're using them as a jump point to attack another company.
Oh, because they can get the info
That's
from
right.
any accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're gonna hide their tracks through you,
Uh-huh.
and maybe you're gonna attack a bank, and you don't even know about it. And when the banks do their forensic investigation, they're gonna say, it was Hugo's company that did it. And then they're gonna have the law enforcement come here, lawyers, bailiffs,
Yeah.
take all your stuff.
So they always attack the weakest chain of
All the
the
time.
weakest link. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually it's always the humans. The hackers aren't wasting time trying to break through firewalls and get detected when all they have to do is send an email to somebody and have them click on it.
So if a small business get hacked, and then because of that, big companies get hacked, the big company's it's your fault.
That's right. They're gonna do a forensic analysis on them. Yeah,
That's bad.
but usually
Yeah,
it's just ransomware. The hackers, the cyber criminals, just want to make money, and they're just gonna mass email the world, and whoever clicked on that file that wasn't supposed to. First of all, they don't even always know what you got hit.
Okay.
Money just fell out of the sky, Bitcoin, right? So they get paid in Bitcoin,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is an untraceable currency. So they just money falls out of the sky, and then the question usually comes up: well, how do you know they're going to give the key
Yeah.
to unlock your data? And I love this response from the cyber criminals because we value our reputation.
No way.
So they actually reply back because there's ways to communicate with them.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we value our reputation. If we didn't give you the key, we wouldn't get paid. And sure enough, we've dealt with some companies that paid the ransom and they got the key.
So first of all, the small business has to send bitcoins.
That's right.
So they have to go and buy bitcoins, spend money on that, send it
That's
to
it.
them,
Yeah.
and that's got money that we never try to, because when you do Bitcoin, there's no proof, there's nothing.
That's right. There's no proof. And
So-
a lot of times when a small business gets this ransom note, right?
Yeah.
'Cause they're gonna get a ransom note on their computer saying you need to pay me in Bitcoin. Most of the people are like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
And now they don't even know what that is. They don't even know how to get it.
Yeah.
And now when you work with a cybersecurity firm that does this stuff, it's called incident response. There's ways for us to negotiate the ransom with the attacker.
Yes.
And sometimes they'll ask for $100,000 US of
Yeah.
money, but maybe we can get that down to 20,000.
Okay. But it's so does it really happen that the small business get back the data, or
They do.
They
yeah.
do?
Oh yeah. So they get the key back
Yeah.
after they've paid, and it takes a couple of hours depending on how much data you have, and the files start unencrypting.
Yeah.
But once the data is unencrypted, you better take a real backup again because there's no stopping them from hitting you again. And
You have to really next time you have to try to protect yourself.
you gotta protect yourself right away. The moment the data is available to you and it's unlocked,
because they could try to get it again.
that's it. So now you're gonna back it up. But now the bigger problem you're gonna have is that all the computers that were infected are untrustworthy. You have to reinstall every computer.
Yeah.
So when you get hit with a ransomware, the average downtime is 100 hours. Like nobody can work for 100 hours.
Okay.
So if you have a staff of 50 people,
Uh-huh.
imagine 50 people can't work for a minimum 100 hours.
That's like 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah. I've worked with accounting firms that got hit and they ended up paying everybody's late fees because they were late filing everybody. So
Wow.
the money goes very fast.
And that's mean that you can go out of business.
Oh yeah, 60% of small businesses
Yes.
that get hit with a ransomware that can't afford to pay it or get their data back, they can't work. They're
So
done.
what they can do, Terry, small business? What are the protections that they need to get?
The first thing they need to do is get an audit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's step one. Because how do you know what to do if you didn't know what you did?
Okay.
Right. So there's an audit that I can offer that starts even under $1,000.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to. You have that family relative that never wants to see his doctor because everything's always fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's a doctor saying, you know what, let me just take your blood and let me just show you what's happening.
Yeah. Let me just try.
That's it.
Okay.
So that's the $1,000 audit.
Okay.
And it shows you at a glance, some machines are all green, some of them are bright red, and there's problems. But it doesn't tell you what to do. It just shows you here's the problem. Now we have to investigate more.
Yeah.
And my most expensive audit is $2,000 for that.
Okay.
And it provides the full detailed report for your IT guys to go in and fix the whole thing up.
Yes.
So, and some other bonuses, but that's my best seller right now. The audits.
Anything else that they can do? So that's preventions, like anything, like a human being, they have to make strong passwords. They have to because that they share with a lot of employees. So
Unfortunately, they do. I know. So there's a couple of things. Obviously, one of them is a culture mindset.
yeah.
Because a lot of companies are protecting their networks like they protect their home, right? So when you go shopping for a new door at home, you didn't think about, oh yeah, this door is going to be very secure. No, you bought your door because it looks nice like the neighbors, but it's not secure. So most companies are spending all of their money on new firewalls, encryption, antivirus.
Yes.
But hackers are getting past this stuff easily now. But now, once they get past this, they have no technology in place that detects this. And that's where all the money should be spent.
Okay, so spending innovation, new technology.
That's it. Yeah. But the other challenge we have now with that is when you invest in these new technologies, now you need to have trained staff.
So what new technologies there is?
Well, one's called a SIM, a Security Information Event Log Management System. So this thing talks to all of your pieces in your network, your firewalls, your servers, and it brings all the logs to a centralized location, and it shows you in a dashboard what's happening.
Okay.
But if there's an incident that happens, you have to have the skills to understand what just happened.
You have to train your staff. Yeah.
That's it. And usually when you start bringing in technology like this, you have to have a dedicated guy because there's a lot of events that happen.
Okay.
So your generalist IT guy won't understand this. And now you have to invest in training. And even if I gave away my training for free.
Yeah.
So say instead of $147, it's free, and it's a 6-hour course. But now all of your staff have to stop working for 6 hours to do my training.
Yes.
That costs money, even if I gave it for free.
Yeah, it costs money because they have to stop doing the job.
That's it.
And still pay training. You have to pay them for the training.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people, small businesses don't invest. I think the same solutions you say for small businesses can apply to big businesses.
Of course, yeah.
But in a large scale,
Yes.
Same.
And there's ways for us now to do these phishing campaigns.
Yeah.
So we purposely send emails to the employees and see who clicks on it. Let's find all the clickers.
Uh-huh.
And so you even put a rule in place that says, if you've clicked on this 3 times, we're going to lock your account. You got to go take a training or go see HR.
Okay.
Or we can fire you if you get tricked 3 times. Because if you're the victim, if you're the guy that clicks on this, you're going to infect the company.
So you do trainings, you train them before. This is what happens, and if they get caught like 3 times, then okay, this is your fault. We train you for this.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we finish the podcast, I just want to talk about what happened here in Quebec, Desjardins. they say they got hacked, they say a number, and then later on they say no, the number is bigger.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen to the reputation? It's something like I even think that nobody remembers now. Oh yeah, they got hacked.
Yeah. So the first number they gave out, I think, was like 1.6 million accounts.
Yeah.
And I right away, the moment I heard that, I'm like, you know what? When the hackers get in, they're not cherry picking accounts.
Yeah.
They're taking the whole thing. So I knew right away that number was going to be higher, and that thing didn't come out until months later.
Okay.
And now it's like, oh yeah, it was 4.2 million. That's like the whole company.
The whole company.
So they're going to get fined, and most people are probably just going to leave them. So they're going to lose a lot of business.
Okay.
And I don't even know if they could go out of business. I have no idea. But
it's mostly business because normal people, and to the point that they never see your training, I think that it's not enough pain for them to get this data installed. If there was a pain, they would change bank account. They will from Desjardins to TD. They will learn the stuff. I think it's just they don't feel the pain.
That's the problem. So whenever I deal with somebody who just got hacked, all of a sudden now they're advocates. They're sharing all my content every day. I'm like, wait a second, where'd you come from? And that's what they're doing. To your point, they won't take action until something bad happens.
Yes, feel the
it's,
pain.
It's exactly like insurance, right?
Yeah.
I don't need this. I'm not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know.
So it's really insurance. It's like selling insurance.
To finish with Desjardins, that was not an external hack. It was an internal hack.
Yeah.
An inside. So how do you deal with that? Just to finish up.
Okay, so that's very difficult. Then again, an audit may have found this out, but one guy had too much access.
Yeah.
Right. So he was able to get access to things like full date of birth.
Okay.
And if he's a marketing guy, why does he need the year?
He was a marketing guy.
Apparently he's a marketing guy, yeah, from what I heard. So quote me on this. But so he had access to the full date of birth as an example. But if he's doing marketing campaigns, you can just put the day and the month.
Yes, you don't need all the information.
You don't need the whole information. So he was able to trick other employees apparently to get access to all their stuff.
Okay.
And he was able to piece together all the data.
Okay, so how do you find that? Is that before you hire him? You have to check out. You have to look at what he did before.
Well, obviously, yeah, we do background. There's ways to do background checks, right?
Yeah.
You can hire a PI firm to do background check, but usually you got to see who's got access to what. And there are technologies that would say, if he's copying the whole database, the software should stop him and send an email to the IT department and even cut his access off, saying this guy's account got blocked because of this action.
Yeah,
and that's where you could have stepped in. But that stuff they didn't put that in until it's too late.
So you have to check out who has access to everything.
Yeah.
You have to do background checks.
That's it.
But even then, some people don't have the ethicals. So one day they can be nice, and next day they're bad.
Exactly, because they're underpaid, overworked. They're upset with management. The disgruntled employees are the hardest to detect. They really are. And again, nobody wants it until it's too late.
There's so much to talk about. We didn't even talk about AI and stuff because that's something that's gonna help.
Well, think about AI for a second, right?
Yeah.
So AI. That's what we need right now to help us weed out what's going on. But imagine going, hey Siri, go hack that company. Imagine that.
Could it happen?
It could happen. You never know.
But it depends on who made the AI. Oh wow! All right, so that's another topic for another podcast, Terry. Questions, Nicola?
No.
Right, nobody
No
has
questions.
questions. Oh, there's somebody who say something. Can you read it for us? On the Facebook Live. Somebody has leaving a comment. Who's it?
Unit similar should be on using mastering portrait mode.
What's that? Just approach Leka. Yeah.
Oh, is everybody watching this sideways now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Just take out the phone. What does she say?
That's not a really question. It's just
A comment?
A comment. All right,
It
no
should be in
problem.
portrait mode?
Yeah.
Well, I'll find a way to edit the video. Maybe it should be in portrait mode. I don't know. It's my first live in years, okay?
No problem.
I don't do much live. I should be doing it, but...
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for those that watched the live from Terry's phone. Thank you for those that watch and listen to the podcast. Thank you, Nicola, for being there. Thank you, Terry. I'm going to rewrite you to do another podcast because there's a lot of stuff to talk. And if something big happens, you're going to be on the podcast to talk about it.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Terry.
it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.